Come, gather round, everyone. They're about to talk Disney. I am still so confused as to whether I'm going to eat at Connections or Creations. Come, gather round, everyone. They're about to talk Disney.
When cryptos creak and tombstones quake, spooks come out for a swinging wake. Happy haunts materialize and begin to vocalize. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. Shrouded in a dark disguise. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. When cryptos creak and tombstones quake, spooks come out for a swinging wake. Happy haunts materialize and begin to vocalize. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. As the moon climbs high over dead oak tree, spooks arrive for the midnight spree. Creaky creatures with hairy eyes start to shriek and harmonize. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. Hear the knell of a requiem bell. Reckless bones etherealize. Rise as spooks of every size. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. When cryptos creak and tombstones quake, spooks come out for a swinging wake. Happy haunts materialize and begin to vocalize. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize.
Hello. Hold on, Corey, you muted. You muted yourself.
I feel like it should come off automatically, but it doesn't. That's old school for us right there.
Yeah.
Welcome, everyone. We are live here at the DIZPod, live on Living in Diz, the channel, as well as the DIZPod. You can subscribe to both of those, all one word, at Living in DIZ or at the DIZPod on YouTube, as well as where are we anywhere else live tonight?
Live to my channel, but that's it.
Alrighty now. And just after this, tomorrow, right, you can hear us on all the popular outlets, podcast-wise, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, all the good stuff right there. And yes, we do this live right now because we do it for all of you. Welcome, everyone in chat. I see you all there. I know little blurry was happening there for a second there. I don't feel like I'm as sharp as I normally am. I'm down a light on one side, so I don't know. What do you think?
I might be playing with it times.
You might be playing with it?
No. The light could be messing with it as it's trying to focus.
I got you. You can try to maybe come up a little brighter. Well, let's see. We'll pull that up there, see what happens. See if that's better. But no, that's not better, is it? Okay.
So that opening was from a YouTube channel called Tom Bet George. And I stumbled across it last week. They do all these light shows for Halloween, for Christmas. And of course I saw Grim Grinning Ghost and I had to watch it, and I saw that and I was like, oh, we got to use that in the show. So I have reached out to them to find out what their cost is to do one on my house.
Nice. It'll be good to know. Let us know. Yeah. But I did want to say that was amazing. That was an amazing opening right there. I had not seen it yet. I hope you all loved it. That was really cool. That was
Yeah,
really, really cool.
that was very cool. So they do some amazing work, and the song, I'm gonna try and find the song here for you in a minute, because I thought the song was cool. So I found the video, and then I was like, I gotta know where the song came from. And the song is from Glenn Gatsby, uh, who does electro swing thing, and he's got a bunch of Disney songs in that electro swing version that you just heard. So Grim Grinning Ghost is one of them, which is great. But they have a few others also, like I Want to Be Like You. Everybody wants to be a cat. So they have several mixes from Disney hits. So in that kind of
Oh, cool.
swing. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
I love when they do those Disney remixes. Like that would be something you would hear walking through Magic Kingdom during a Halloween party.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
And by the way, Electro Swing Thing, that's the name of that channel. You can download their music for free. It is copyright free, and they allow you to download the music. So go over there, give them a like, and check out some of their shorts. They've got some videos that go along with them. So yeah,
Copyright free. That's always good to know.
yeah,
Because I was like, oh, we're getting copyrighted for that, but that's okay. It's fine.
yeah.
It happens.
I checked first. I mean, yeah. I mean, we're 70
It would have been
episodes.
okay.
We've certainly been copywritten. I don't know what we're doing for dinner tonight, Catherine. Normally we do Chinese food, but Finley wanted Chinese food Sunday, so we went out to get Chinese food. The normal one that we go to is closed on Sunday, Monday, so we went to another one right up the road, and oh, that was terrible. It was just not good.
Oh,
Oh, it was just not good. Yeah, like
it's
you know how
it's terrible, right? It's terrible when you try something else and then it doesn't work.
Chinese rice has a certain color to it, right? Uh, this one was like they made brown rice, and it also tasted that way. It just wasn't good. So, and I'm no Chinese food snob, but I am from New York, and we have good Chinese food up there. Just ask Neil. Um, so I don't know. Oh, there's an interesting question we've never gotten before. Flygirl517 asked, do both of you work for the mouse? No.
Good question.
No.
I'm flattered by the question. No, we don't. Not even I say not even close, but I guess when we do what we do, it's as close as you can get without actually, getting that paycheck,
Right. Exactly.
right?
Exactly. No, we don't get an employee discount at the parks. That's for sure. But we do enjoy them. We do enjoy them.
We do. You never know. You never know. One day, I mean, even if you become media, you're not really working for them.
Right.
I mean, not in pay anyway. I mean, you get to go to special events early and things like that. Um, it's it's something that would be cool to do for sure, but I'm not gonna die unhappy if I never become, media or even us. I'm just thinking living in Diz, but the DIZPod, it could happen there too. It could happen sometime.
Yeah. Um for a while I was getting the emails for Disney jobs just to, just to follow what was happening and where jobs were going. And I would based on my address, it would give me um jobs for Disney up here in North Carolina. And I was like, hey, remote job? Let me see. But the jobs were always to be a producer for the local ABC news station here. I'm like, no, I don't think I qualify for that. Although this was before I was doing the producing for the live stream, so maybe now I have enough qualifications.
That's what I was gonna say. You have some of that, and you are producing on certain nights. You'd have to tell them you couldn't make it for certain nights,
Right.
of course. Yeah.
All right. This half of the year, Wednesdays and Saturdays, I'm no good for you. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, can't do it. Can't do it. We had a premiere. I set a premiere for the wrong time. I noticed, so I'm
Oh,
gonna change it
okay.
live right here. Wednesday, tomorrow, and I will put it for we'll put it for 6:15. How about that for tomorrow? Because then I'll be live shortly after that. It's Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway POV in 4K.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, I tried to time it so it would come in and connect to tonight's podcast, but I never got to it. So, unfortunately, but
There's
there
so
we go. We'll do
that
that.
I forget. Like even the news that I wanted to cover tonight, I didn't have a chance to bring them all in. But so I'm going to be doing some of that while we're talking tonight, dropping them in the show.
Disney Adventure Home, nice to see you. They're going out to see Venom, so enjoy Venom. We gave it an 80% here at LID in the DIZPod. 80% approval rating. It was a lot of fun.
Did you see
So, and stuff like that. So,
Spider-Man 4?
enjoy.
They announced Spider-Man 4 for
Did I
2020.
do what?
Spider-Man 4 coming out in 2026.
I I believe so. I think Jacob showed me the other day. So, that's cool. I love the Spider-Man movies. I love all the Marvel stuff. Mostly Disney produced. And I'll tell you, on that note, oh, Jacob will kill me. I forgot what his name is. He's the producer or whatever of director, producer, maybe writer, I don't even know, of Guardians of the Galaxy. He's gone over, I don't know if it's completely. I don't see how it can work for both, but he is now changing. He's in charge of the DC universe. So he has all the movies coming out. I think that possibly could be one more before his stuff starts to hit. James Gunn, that's what it is. James Gunn. I'm
Hmm.
excited about this because he's done some great Marvel work, and DC now has done something that I said if I ran DC, I would open up that pocketbook so deep for anybody I could get my hands on and steal from Disney Marvel.
Mm.
Because I just think what Disney's done with Marvel is gold. I really wish that they would have done. I'm gonna hit you with a question that you weren't even prepared for. And we can ask everybody in the chat. You can even comment. Please comment if you listen to this later, or even comment when this is done. Uh as far as Marvel goes. Oh, see, I get into explaining and then I forget my question. But listen, James Gunn's done a great job. So I'm excited to see what he does with this DC universe. I've been saying for a long time that yeah, they should just steal people from there. So I don't know. Maybe I'll come back with my question. But what do you think of that? I mean, do you watch a lot of Marvel movies?
That's funny. You are the second person today that has asked me that. I don't watch a lot of Marvel. I don't.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. That's probably the one. It actually before that would be Star Wars. Star Wars I don't watch a lot of. But I did watch all nine. We tried to watch them all in order. Um, and then I gave up on the side stories. Um, I'm trying to think of the one that I just couldn't do the side story, and so I just went back to the trilogy, the nine. So we did watch one through nine. Um,
So side stories, you're talking about like the shows that weren't like theatrical releases.
no, the origin stories.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I there was one, whatever the first one was. I maybe it was Solo. I don't remember if that was the first one. But it's like I don't get the story, so we just skipped it and went back to just watching the nine in a row.
Okay. Yeah, I wish I would have remembered my question I had for you, but that's okay. It's not that important. But I just wish they would have done a better job with the recent Star Wars movies. Like I think they've done from with Marvel. I think Marvel has they've done a great job with Marvel. So That I guess that's what I was gonna say too, y'all can put that in the chat or
Mhm.
comment, do you think that Disney has done a great job with Marvel? Because there are those hardcore people, right, where they're diehards. They read comics all the time. They grew up reading comics, so they can really pick things apart, and they can be more judgmental, right? I've never been that diehard comic book kid. Um, I was just more about, well, I was kind of forced to be outside. I
Mm.
was we us kids were forced to be outside so much that you felt like it was like wrong to be inside.
Yeah,
Wrong.
yeah,
Till you, like, really had to go pee, and you stood at the door and you're like, "Yeah, can I just please go to the bathroom quick, please?" "Sure, then get back out."
yeah. Yeah, that's a good question for the chat. Do you think that they've done a good job, and do you think that it's changed since they've taken over, or has it kind of stayed even? Um, Fly Girl had a question, and she made me realize that we probably need to put our names back underneath. So I'm Lawrence, and that's
And
Corey.
I'm Corey.
Yeah.
I'm Corey. Nice to meet you. Thanks for being here, Fly Girl. We
Uh,
appreciate that for sure.
so she asked the one in the colorful shirt, so I guess that's me. How'd you fare with the storm? So I am way east of where North Carolina got hit, so nothing at all for us here. I mean, that day we had maybe an inch of rain, so nothing like the mountains got hit. I do need to make a trip over to the mountains. I do want to see that. Jay and I were just talking about the mountains yesterday. Um, to go see Biltmore and Asheville, North Carolina, and the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is absolutely beautiful, especially this time of year with the leaves changing. Uh, I'm sure
Mhm.
when you lived up northeast, you had people that would go up there and go look at the leaves change. I would guess.
Oh, yeah, it's a great event. I don't know this for sure, but, people say, the best place to see these leaves is right where we were in Maine.
Mm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, another place that I could remember appreciating that is we've said this, multiple times, so people probably know, but we have Patriots season tickets, and, we still have them. And our seats are up at the top. They're nosebleed, but, there's not a real bad seat in the place.
Mm-hmm.
And so what that does for you is you can look off to your left and you can see well beyond, landscape wise. And when you went there for September, early November, maybe games, you could just look across like miles and miles of trees of yellows and oranges and reds.
Mm,
So very, very pretty.
yeah. Yeah, here the mountains are great because you can just similar to that. You can just see for miles, miles. Plus, there you're at anywhere between 2,000 and 6,000 feet elevation, so it changes much faster. And if you go a couple times during the season, you can go to different spots and see it.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Uh, so that's all I got for the opening. I can't think of anything else. You have anything else to bring to the table?
No, not really. Of course, this is our Halloween episode, as you saw from the opening, and you can see from our background and my shirt. There you go.
It's great.
Um, I love this shirt. I actually have two Halloween shirts. I wore the Star Wars one, where the bats are the Millennium Falcon or something. Uh, oh no, they're Tie Fighters. Um, So I wore that last year. So this year I'm wearing this one.
I don't think I had this one last year. I know I didn't, so I threw this one on. I've got my wonderful San Francisco shirt on as well.
Corey put on his.
Wore that today.
Corey's wearing a Christmas shirt.
It's debatable. All right, everybody. Can I get a poll? Can I get a poll? Come on. I mean, when I don't when I listen, what does everybody think? Is Nightmare Before Christmas a Christmas movie, or B, a Halloween movie, or C, both? I think it's both. I lean towards what are we? You gotta lean towards one or the other though, right?
I
It's probably 60-40 Christmas. It's like the way Tammy likes her t-shirts, 60-40.
not 99 too. No, 98,
Too much
98,
of a swing.
99 too.
98 too?
I just made a shirt
Yeah,
101.
you did. I'd like to see that shirt.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
it's super soft.
super soft. That's right. Um, yeah, I would go both, but I guess you're right. It does kind of skew more Christmas. Um,
Because it's really about a Halloween dude
yeah,
that discovers Christmas,
yeah, yeah,
right? And then it's all about Christmas and Dear Sandy Claus and all of that.
yeah.
So I don't think it's 50-50 though. What do you all think in chat, and comment if you're listening later? Um, is it 50-50 to you? Is it 60-40? Um, so
So you want to?
interesting. It always comes up. It always comes up. It's like
Yeah,
that question: is a hot dog a sandwich?
right. The answer is no. So
But why?
you want a?
You've got meat and bread.
But it's
I
not
don't know.
between the bread. To me, it's not between the bread because it's not two slices of bread. It's a bun like that.
So if I put a hot dog between two slices of Sunbeam bread,
Listen, listen.
it's a
Back in
sandwich.
the day, that's the only way we ate a hot dog.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, my mom would boil hot dogs and they'd split down the middle, and I don't know if there's really a difference in taste between a boiled hot dog and a steamed, but boiled was not for me, man. It was not for me. Listen, y'all gonna have some fun tonight because I said y'all twice already, and it's a loose Halloween special tonight. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So, hope you're all excited for that. And I feel like, in talking to Lawrence in the pre-show and as we're touching on things here, we're gonna take you back to us growing up in the hood and some stories. Man, I didn't really grow up in the hood. Did you grow up in the hood? I didn't grow up in the hood.
Oh
I
yeah.
grew up. No, I think I did. I mean, they're hoods now. Shout out to New Bedford, Massachusetts. No, but we always had a clean apartment and all that stuff. I was a city boy, you know. But as an adult, all I've done is live in, great, beautiful homes. So I'm
Hold on,
appreciative of that.
hold on. I have to correct something. I'm gonna put this on screen. Earl Miller, good to see you. I don't know that I've seen you on the podcast before. Not that
No.
I don't think so. He's always in the live stream, so good to see you, sir. But your statement
Set him straight, Lawrence. Set him straight.
says, "Hey Lawrence, it looks like our Yankees are gonna lose, sir." I am a Mets fan through and through.
So he lost quicker.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I lost quicker, and where were the Red Sox?
We already knew we were going nowhere from day one, so it was easier. So this begs the question. Okay, looks like you want to say something to add to that first.
Well, I was going to say, so were we. We weren't going anywhere. We started the year 0-5. And then at one point, we were 11 games under 500. This season was lost. So just the fact that we got into the playoffs, I was happy. Neil was happy. All the Mets fans were happy. There was some crazy stuff. Grimace, OMG. It was a year.
You'll never forget the year of Grimace.
The year-
So this begs the question to you and everyone listening. So what would you rather do? Would you rather be the Red Sox, knowing that you're going nowhere, so you don't get super excited? Or would you rather take the ride of the Mets and be done there, or the ride of the Yankees and be done tonight? Or, what would you rather do? For me, it hurts, but I'd rather have taken the route of the Mets or the Yankees than I don't know. No, I might want to stop at the Mets because it really hurts when you get to the championship and you lose.
Yeah, okay, but now it's a little bit different because than like when we were kids, because when we were kids, there you only had the two series. Now it's
Yeah,
like,
you had to win the division.
yeah, they could possibly play until November at this point. Although I don't. Sorry, mom. I see mom's in chat. Um, I don't know they're going to be playing until November this year. But back when it was like there were just two series, that was it. For me, I think getting to the playoffs was huge, and I think that I would rather have that ride than to end it early, because it's a long season. It's 162 games. It is a long season, and you just want that couple extra weeks, just a little playoff baseball.
Yeah, I agree. It's better to ride it out, to some kind of distance, and because that's what we watch sports for, right? We really watch sports to feel good.
Right, right.
I can't steal this from myself, but it's something I've said over the last few years. And for anybody that doesn't like sports, we'll be off this in a second, I promise. But this was said by oh gosh, I'm losing his last name, Scott, who from ESPN, late night, bald head. Okay, he once said this, and I believe it. I'll challenge everyone in the chat again. Is there any other thing that ever happens in your life that okay, let me think. The Mets, did you watch the Mets when they won the World Series against the Red Sox in '86?
Yes. In fact, I just watched that 10th inning the other night. But I did watch it as a kid. Yes.
Anybody that's watched a championship and taken that ride with a team, you jumped up and down, right? You just felt euphoric.
Yes.
Now I'm going to compare this to something. Okay, not a brag, but being from the Boston area, we've been lucky enough over more than 20 years to have 6 championships from the Patriots and a few mixed in for the Red Sox, the Boston Celtics a couple, they just won it again. Bruins even snuck one in. So, things like watching the Red Sox win the World Series for the first time, how dramatic that was. The Patriots pulled a few of them out at the last second. It's a euphoric thing, you go out of your mind, you jump, you scream, you go crazy. But that doesn't compare to the most important events in my life, like the kids being born. You don't stand there in the labor room jumping up and down and screaming and pumping your fists and high-fiving your friends, right?
Right.
So
Right.
sports really can't give us that kind of nothing else gives us that kind of feeling, right,
Yeah.
than sports.
Yeah. Or if you're watching a game live, you're in the stadium, you're in the arena, your team does something good, you're going to turn to the guy to your left that you don't know, and you're going to high five him. And you're going to have this whole conversation. You're going to be laughing, with the guy in front of him that's heckling the other team and all that stuff. And you do not know this person at all. There's something about sports that brings you together. Funny enough, I think that Disney also does that. Maybe not to the same level, but how many times are you standing in a line, in a queue for Big Thunder, and you just strike up a conversation with, "Oh, I love your ears." Where else in the world can you turn to somebody and say, "Oh, I love your ears," and not get slapped? Like,
Right?
just
Right?
Disney is one of those places that there's that camaraderie, amongst total strangers. So I absolutely love it for that reason. And being a Mets fan, totally has that feeling. I'll tell you one other quick story. Um, I think it was September 21st, 2001 was the first game back after the World Trade Center attacks, and the Mets were playing, and I knew I wanted to be at that game. It was me, and some family members went, and I get in, and we had, seats way up in the upper deck. And I get there and I look at the guy next to me before the game started. It's like, I swear I know this guy. It was actually the CFO of the company that I worked for at the time. Just happened to be sitting in the same row next to me. And he had just
Wow.
left the company like 2 weeks prior. So, and it wasn't a company event. We just bought tickets. So it's just something weird. But, you have that, especially an event like that, um, where it just brings people together. So yeah, sports definitely has that effect. But I would say in my life anyway, I think Disney is probably um, the second runner up for that and how it brings people together.
Good call. I like how you brought that back to Disney because it is true. It is true. It's a comfortable place. It's a judgment-free zone, or it really should be. If you're judging, you shouldn't be there.
Mm,
You're not a real Disney fan
hmm.
if you're doing that. But yeah, anything is acceptable, and yeah, you can comment on people's ears or whatever, and it's good to go.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I've been out of my mind before at sporting events. I don't know. I don't think I would do that anymore. I don't think, but I used to be so diehard. There was one time. I'll say one quick one. So we saw the Saints play the Patriots, and Drew Brees was the quarterback. And the Saints came back, and they were up. It looked impossible that the Patriots were going to win this game. They were down by like 6, and about a minute and 18 to go or something like that. Ball deep in the Patriots territory. Single most times that live that I've ever seen Tom Brady just operate. What a master. Unbelievable.
Mm.
And these ladies next to me were Saints fans, and they're talking trash to me at that point. They're like, uh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're gonna lose. We're so sorry. I was like, "Oh." I was like, "It's fine. Doesn't matter that much." And it did, but I was like, "It's fine." And then all of a sudden, they score with seconds to go, and I went out of my mind because I did think it was over, and I screamed, and I looked at my friend, and I'm like, "We did it!" And then the Saints fans have this chant that they say, like "Who Dey Saints, Who Dey Saints," something like that, right? I
Uh-huh.
stood up on my seat, and there was a bunch of Saints fans behind me that I had to listen most of the game, and I just started pumping my fist. I'm like, "Who Dey Saints now? Who those Saints now?" And I turned around, there was a bucket of popcorn that those ladies left. I turned, they were gone. They were long gone. I punted that bucket of popcorn like I was kicking a 50-yard field goal, and it just exploded everywhere. My
Wow.
friend is like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "We gotta get out of here now." And we just, like, ran out of the stadium. It was crazy, but that's what sports will do. Sorry if we got off on a tangent, everybody, but hopefully it was entertaining. What's on tap next, Halloween style?
So funny, I saw your mom in the chat and she was like, "Wait, go Corey, go back. I want to hear about your childhood." We haven't even touched on that yet. So
Stay
yeah,
tuned, mom.
I thought we would, kind of talk about some holiday traditions that we might have. Um Funny enough, oh, you can't see it because I'm pulled in too close. So the other day I went to go make a key at Lowe's, and I went to a Lowe's that I don't normally go to, and you walk in the front door and you're pulled in by all the Christmas stuff there, and I was like, oh, I bet they still have some Halloween stuff.
Yeah, it's out now. It's all out
Yeah, all the Christmas
already.
stuff out. I said maybe they have some Halloween stuff, so I go and I look, and they have some Halloween stuff, and so I had to come home with this,
Oh.
and I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but and they had this one, and it plays music.
Oh. I love anything like that. Haunted Mansion is the best attraction for merchandise in all of Walt Disney World. It's not even close.
No, no. And outside, uh, I'll have to post a video of it. So I have the Madame Leota on a headstone, and I have some projections that I found. Well, that stuff was like 75% off. I was like, I can't pass this up.
No.
Yeah.
We keep forgetting to do that, or we mistime it. It's like I go, "Oh, we gotta go check holiday stuff," and then we go and there's, like, nothing left.
Yeah.
It's like we're not hitting it right.
Yeah.
I have great stories for Christmas, so when we do our Christmas episode, get your popcorn ready. That's some good stuff.
All right. Yeah, in fact, the the inflatable, the Madame Leota is an inflatable and it talks. Until I put it up, I didn't even realize that it talks. Yeah. So it says the whole, or it has her doing a whole thing. Um that alone was $80 marked down to 20. So all the stuff I bought was the same cost of that regular price. I was like, I can't pass it up. And we're not an inflatable. We don't normally have inflatables up. I bought one last year. It's a 9 foot Mickey candy corn. And then this one this year. So I guess I'm gathering them one per year.
You know what I forgot 2 years in a row? I have a 9-foot Darth Vader with a lightsaber and a pumpkin at his feet. Let me go out and do that. I'll be right back.
Corey's gonna go decorate. It's funny. This is normally about the day that we decorate. There have been times where I just don't have between. Catherine's birthday is the 28th, so her birthday was yesterday. Mine is on the 3rd. So we're either doing a lot of stuff this month or we're going on vacation for one of our birthdays or taking a vacation and a weekend trip. So normally we're very busy. So there's been so many times, especially before Finley, where we just don't decorate until like the 30th or the 31st. And we're like, how do kids even know to come to our house? So this year, they'll know to come to the house. Just go to the big candy
Uh,
corn.
I thought you were gonna say that you would literally be putting decorations up as trick-or-treaters are passing you by.
That's been pretty close. And I may take my monitor that's sitting over here and flip it because the window is right here on the other side of that camera, and that's the front porch. So I might just take that monitor, flip it out, and play the Boo to You parade. So
Nice.
we'll see.
Nice. Boo to You is such a great, great song.
I was um I was sad I didn't get to see that this year live. I saw it quite a few times, um, but I didn't get to see it live this year. But that's okay. That's all right. The last 2 years have been good. I got to see it twice on Corey's live stream, so we're uh, we're good. Well, on two separate nights, but I think we saw it.
We did. We did that. We did that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Mom,
that's just about to wind down. That's winding down tonight. Is it tonight? Is tonight the final party?
no, there's one tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. There's one tomorrow, and then they go to work. They go to work. It's funny. We a couple weeks ago we started a new.
There's not a party tomorrow.
There isn't a party tomorrow.
Listen, we just talked about
Not
how we're
tomorrow. I'm
confused
sorry.
about which days it is. So
There's a
I
party.
checked this
Not
the other day.
tomorrow. It's Thursday. It's Halloween. There's a party on Thursday.
Oh, okay. See.
Yeah,
I got everything all set up
get.
for Magic Kingdom for tomorrow. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I'll get. Well, that's what had me thinking while I was at work. I'm like, how's Corey going to Magic? He's got to change that. Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. The calendar in my head
See,
is working.
Shirley in chat has my schedule. She's correcting you in chat.
You know
She
why?
says Corey's going to be at Magic tomorrow. Is Shirley going to be at Magic tomorrow? I've made my reservations so I could get Tiana. We are supposed to do Tiana.
This is why I don't know what day it is, because Finley's job is to change the date on this calendar, and she didn't. She hasn't changed it. Yes, I'm blaming Finley. Yes. So I'm gonna change it right now on the show.
Oh boy, Finley. Come on. You have one job to do, girlfriend. One job. Come on.
Yeah,
That sounded
so
like I was from Massachusetts right there. You have one job. One job to do. One job.
um there you go. So now I know it'll be the 29th. That's for another 5 hours. 4 hours. So so now obviously having young Finley, our tradition is taking her trick-or-treating around the neighborhood. Luckily our neighborhood where we are, we make you can make a nice loop. Um but I'm sure we'll get back, we'll do the loop and come back, and then she'll want to go down that block. So it's going to be a long night, but luckily we have good weather tomorrow. See, we have good weather on Thursday, so we should be in good shape. Um, because there are plenty of nights. In fact, when Jay was little, I remember having to take him out in the rain, and you got to carry the umbrellas. They going up um, to the doors. When he was little, we lived in an apartment complex, and nobody, was doing trick or treating. He'd keep going, knocking on doors. Nobody would answer. So we gave up and went to, the a nice neighborhood, and he was able to get candy there. Do you remember any of your and people in chat? You can certainly answer this as well. Do you remember any of your costumes as a kid? Any of your memorable costumes?
I remember. Okay, mom, get ready. I believe that I had an underdog costume, and it was the one that came in this box that was the same print for multiple characters
Mm-hmm.
of anything. Could have been Raggedy Ann and Andy, Underdog, who care? Who knows? Bugs Bunny, Mighty Mouse, C3PO.
Mm-hmm.
But it was never like a full on, pull over the head mask and for example, if you were Chewbacca, you would it would be a plastic mask, hard plastic, and it would have that little thin elastic piece that's strapped around your head. And I don't know how that thing didn't break, but it didn't. But it would stick in my curly hair and it would hurt. And you'd be excited to wear this costume. So the underdog one, you put the plastic suit on over your clothes. But the worst thing was I never there it is, there's He-Man. You never got to show your costume if you lived up in the Northeast because it was too cold to show your costume. So that always made me sad.
Yep. Yeah. Let me see if I can bring it up a little bit bigger there. Yeah. I'm surprised you
Yeah, he's bringing some up.
and right away. That's pretty interesting because it didn't. I don't know
You're surprised what right away?
that you could tell that was He Man because that's an interesting one.
I I know, right? So random. Uh,
But hold on,
but and I mean, look at it. Look at the mouthpiece. Like it was so hard to breathe. Torturing kids.
how
Torturing kids. Little nose holes and a really tiny piece to breathe out of your mouth.
but how many times did you cut your lip on that little mouth hole?
Now
Ev-
you're bringing back painful memories.
Every time. Yeah, that was that's what we dealt with as a kid. Yeah.
Do they still make these? Anyone that has kids, like, young enough to have gone now or, like, within the last 5 years, like, do they still make this kinda costume? I almost think they do.
Well, I don't know because oh, by the way, it's $135 for that. How about that? I wonder if that
I
company's
saw that.
oh. Um I don't know because Catherine makes all of Finley's outfits, so yeah.
You should make Finley feel the pain one time, All kids must have to endure the plastic mask and the plastic I don't think I'd have to ask Tammy if our kids ever wore a costume like that. I should know every costume they ever wore. Jill got stuck on Dorothy, and boy was she the cutest thing ever. She had the Dorothy hair, the same color, wore it the same. She had a little Dorothy outfit with the ruby slippers. And you want to know something? She saved us some money. I couldn't talk her out of it. She was Dorothy for 3 years in a row.
Oh
Same
wow,
costume.
wow.
So
There's a Minnie Mouse, and you can see the vinyl um, smock that you would wear with it underneath it, or over your clothes. And like Corey said, if you lived in the Northeast like we did, um, you probably wore jeans or sweats or something like that underneath. Um, and then your coat over because it was so cold. So you hardly got to do um, any like really showing off of that. But mine that I can remember was uh, and we're certainly going to date ourselves with some of these. Mine was uh, Cookie Monster. I remember being Cookie Monster one time, and I remember being the Count. I was a
oh,
big Sesame Street fan back then. So
wow, you went that route. I only remember Underdog, so I don't even know what else I wore. But my mom made sure I had a costume every year, so I always went as something.
yeah.
But I remember I could never show it off. And then now, where we live in Florida, your climate is it's a lot closer to than what it used to be even when you lived in New York. What
Sure.
was odd to us is that in our community, obviously you just, you trick or treat in shorts and you can show your costume off completely. No problem there. But it's kind of tradition for a lot of people to have a cookout and people over on Halloween night. Right? So, we'll walk around, and it was weird to me the first year we were here. We've been here for 8 years. I was like, What? These people they have a full table out, they've grilled, there's family and friends in chairs, and, like, they'll have the bucket of candy, like, on the table, and they'll be like, "Oh, come on up and grab some candy," and then you move on to the next one. Like, people actually, like, grill and hang out in their driveways.
I didn't know that. Now, I mean, there's some people in our neighborhood. One, she moved, but her family would set up on their garage. They'd have the garage door covered with whatever their theme was for that year, and you could take a picture in front of this backdrop. And then we have another neighbor who, uh, they give out candy, but they do sit in their driveway when they give it out, and normally they have music playing, and they might do hot cocoa and popcorn stuff like that, but no no cookouts that I know of. So yeah, I guess that's a Florida thing. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's more normal to me now when I
Yeah.
see it. We've never done it, but I mean, we've taken the kids around for many years until last year. So it was the first year we just kind of stayed home.
Hmm.
And I wasn't even sure. I'm working a little bit late on Thursday, but I'll be home where kids may still be doing a little bit of trick or treating. But I asked Tammy, I'm not even sure if we're doing it, if we're participating and giving out the candy. But we'll see. I'll do whatever she wants.
You know,
I'll think of one. Oh, I was gonna say mention one more costume. As an adult, though, my favorite costume ever was I did a really good job with the Scarecrow one year from The
oh,
Wizard of Oz. Unbelievable. I don't know where these pictures went. I was younger, living on my own. And, I think I was living on my own. Maybe I wasn't yet. I have no record of anything of this thing. I don't even know where the mask went. But Ray Bolger, who played Scarecrow,
hmm,
they made a mold of his face for the mask, I guess, or a mold, something. And it was very, very accurate. It looked like him. So when you pulled that rubber piece over your head and added your real eyes to it, it really looked like him. So we said, how can we make me look stuffed? So what we did was I found sweatpants that were the same color as his pants and a sweatshirt that was the same color. I think it was a green top he had on. And we sewed a few patches on, but made them more like pockets so we could take some straw and stick it in there so it'd be like sticking out of me.
Yeah, nice.
And of course, I'm a clown anyway, so I walked with instability all night, falling to my knees, getting back up again, and like really playing the role. And it was probably the last real Halloween party I'd ever gone to. Um, but that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun, and I haven't really dressed up since.
That's why your knees are bad now.
Yeah, I did too much falling as Scarecrow.
Yeah, trying to think of some of the costumes that we've done now. I mean, for the parties, for the Disney parties, we went to the past 2 years. So last year I was Peter Pan, um, and those of you that watched the stream got to see that. And then the year before that, we all went as princesses, and I went as Moana. So I had a grass skirt on. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, and then we went to meet the princesses that were there. We don't normally do um, meet and greets, character meet and greets, but we were all dressed as princesses, so we had to go see the princesses. So um, all four princesses enjoyed that. That was pretty fun.
I'm sure they did.
And I do love in the parades, the Boo to You parade, when you get um, character interaction. So, for example, 2 years ago, we're standing in across from Sleepy Hollow, Liberty Square there, across from Sleepy Hollow, which is kind of where I like to watch at least one of the parades. And Snow White sees Finley, who is dressed as Snow White, and comes over to her during the parade and says, "Oh, I love your dress, so cute," blah blah blah. So that was kind of cool. And then Dopey was right behind her and also said hello to her. So yeah, if you dress or your kids dress uh during the parade, you may get some interaction there. So that's always cool. And that's really the only time that you can dress as a character as an adult in the parks, and it's allowed. So take full advantage of that.
What are your top 3 favorite moments or spots not spots, top 3 things you like to see in the Boo to You parade?
Okay, so um, without a doubt, and I'm sure this is your top three, if not your number one, the Gravediggers.
Number 1 for me.
I mean, I don't know what it is about it, but they've got to be my number one. Now, I don't count the Headless Horseman because it's not technically the parade yet.
Right, you can't count that.
Can't count that. So the Gravediggers, um, probably the villains. Man, this is tough. Um, and I like the band. The dressed in the
Yes,
what
yes.
Boneyard band maybe. I don't. I will have to find out what they're called, but I like them.
I know, strangely enough, right? There's so many great things, but I almost feel like I could fit them in at number 3. I
Hmm.
think I could. And because when they come through, isn't that when the song gets a little more hardcore with "It's Good to Be Bad"?
Right. Exactly right. Yep.
Right. So I love that change up in the music. Love the villains and everything. They're really amazing. And I guess I this is where I struggle though, because I love to see Constance. So visually, I guess I'm gonna put Constance number 2.
Okay.
I'll I'll do that. And then I like how the music changes when the pirates come through. The pirates aren't exciting, but I love the musical part of that. So I
Yeah.
might put them in a tie with
Okay.
the band.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a good little top 3 countdown
Yeah.
right
The
there.
the other thing is, gosh, her name fell out of my head. I think it's Clara Cluck, the chicken. Um,
Yep.
and
Block, 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 block,
yeah, she's
block,
just
block,
fun.
block, block.
She's just fun. That'll be my number one parade until hopefully the new nighttime parade at Disney at Magic Kingdom comes out this summer. and hopefully that becomes my number one.
Block your kids' ears on this one. I'm going to give you 10 seconds, and then I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something in a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You've been to Disney enough and I'm really good with faces, that you can recognize. How about this? We'll do it like this. Friends of certain characters are friends with other characters too. We'll say it like that.
Yep.
Yeah, because if anybody has been watching us long enough, when we ate over at Wilderness Lodge and I met Jane, she's also friends with Maleficent in the parade.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
wow.
spotted her at the first parade I was at. I was like, "She loves me so much." She loves me so much. She's amazing to meet, if anybody ever has a chance to meet. Oh, the ballroom dancers for Shirley Renee. How
Yeah.
about that? And Maleficent.
Yeah. And you know what was so cool this year is meeting those folks in chat that were um, family members, the wife, and I think the teacher, the dance teacher of uh, some of the entertainers in the parade. And so they were asking, oh, are you streaming the parade? We'd be like, yeah, he's going to cover the parade. Okay, great. My daughter is, this.
One of the dancers, and yeah.
That was just great. Because you get to really connect with those folks. I always have a lot of respect for people that can, for artists. I was just talking to Neil about this the other day. Um, for artists, musicians who can take this brass instrument or this drum or this guitar and make something out of it that all connects us. I mean, you listen to the music in Luminous. In fact, I've reached out to. Hopefully, he agrees to come on. But I've reached out to a gentleman that took the Luminous show um, and plays it on piano. The whole show does the whole show on piano. Nobody else, just him on piano. He is self-taught, taught himself how to play the piano without sheet music, and it was absolutely incredible. So I have a lot of respect for folks like that. So to see that they are, that their family members are in chat, wanting to see them was just warms my heart. So that was very cool.
That would be awesome to get him on. I hope we can get him on. That would be great.
Yeah.
To hear that whole rendition, and that's pretty impressive.
Funny,
But
the video that he uses to show Luminous while he's playing it on the piano is Cliff's video. So when I reached out to him,
remind me. Remind me. I have another idea for Cliff's videos.
oh,
So
okay,
remind me off air
okay.
later on. Got another idea. Ideas are flowing. So yeah. For anybody that doesn't know, Lawrence and I text a lot, and sometimes they come up with these grand ideas. Some of them don't. Probably 60-40 that they fly or they don't for different reasons. But I hit them with some ideas quick,
we had a
and I'm
whole
all in for a minute.
we had a whole production
We had what?
we had a whole production meeting over chat the other day.
We did, didn't we? I was like, this was a great chat. This was excellent. We
Yeah.
got so much accomplished.
Yeah.
We really did. And we really did. We touched on so many points in about, I don't even know, 2 minutes or less.
Yeah.
So that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I want to show you guys this real quickly if it'll come up here. Because I thought it was great. That's the mask. So this is that channel. And he plays Luminous the entire show on piano, and just did a wonderful job. So definitely check him out. There it is, and the video that he's using is Cliff's video behind it. So totally, very very cool. So yeah, check him
How
out.
cool is that?
And
That's really cool.
and he does live streams. He did one just the other night. Um, and some,
Says every Sunday.
yeah, and some folks that I saw in the chat, and I think even one of his mods are people that we know from our channel and from other channels that we know of in the community. So yeah, check them out.
Sweet.
So yeah, other than that, I don't really know of too many traditions. I know there's a lot. And, folks in chat, you can tell us like what is some of your traditions. You know, some people make they have parties and they'll make the um jello and they'll do the eyeballs floating and all that type of stuff. We never really did any of that I
Have
can.
you ever bobbed for apples?
As a kid, yes. I remember being at a party and bobbing for apples. You?
I think I did it once. It
Okay.
is hard.
Yes.
I don't even think I got one.
Yes.
It
Uh,
is very hard to do.
is that a Northeast thing, or is that just all? Is that all over? People in the other part of the country, do you bob for apples?
Well, I will say talking traditions, it's a fall tradition, not as much as a Halloween tradition, but I will say that when we were bringing up the kids in Maine and living up north, you can't do this here, which is we always looked forward to taking them apple picking. So, you do the apples, you can get some apple cider, we pet the goats, um, get some ice cream, do the corn maze.
Mm-hmm.
We did a few corn mazes, which were so much fun. So those are things that are kind of lost now and left to memory because can't do that here. I mean, you can do a corn maze, I guess, but you can't pick for apples here in Florida.
Yeah, we have a corn maze here, Ken's Corny Corn Maze. We haven't taken Finley to that yet. We'll have to do that. Um, can't do apple picking down here. They don't even grow apples really around this. Do you have a favorite? I don't know if you know the difference in flavor. I mean, there's
Cortland,
really okay. All right.
man, those Cortlands that we picked at Treyworgy Farm. If you all are ever in, gosh, what was that town? I had friends there and everything. If you're ever near Corinth, Maine, from Bangor to Corinth, just before Corinth, Treyworgy Farms, beautiful farm, and they would encourage you to try some apples before even picking them,
Mm,
or they didn't mind. I mean, that's profit, but
yeah.
they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you can pick an apple and eat it while you pick more," you know. So
Yeah.
those are the people of Maine, though, really great people. But yeah, I didn't know really much about the different kinds of apples, but when we started showing up there, they would have the rows. They were
Mm,
all separated in rows specifically, which kind of makes sense, but they'd have signs at the end of the row.
mm,
And I just discovered that these Cortlands had a whole different taste from any of the other apples. And we always made sure we got a full bag of Cortlands, and I just feel like they were huge.
mm-hmm.
And probably secondary to me is the good old Macintosh. I love. Oh, thank you, Tammy Kenduskeg. Wow, I haven't said that name in 8 years. Kenduskeg, Maine. I
Wow.
miss that. I miss it. We'll never do it again, but we have it from memories. I can just remember picking up Jill by the hips, this little two and a
Beautiful.
half foot critter, and just reaching for the highest apples and things like that. Um, so good times doing that. That's our best fall tradition.
Mm. Yeah, my favorite apple is the Sweet Tango, which is a fairly
I
new.
have not heard of that one. Is it yellow? There's a yellow apple out there, right?
It's red. It has a little yellow in it. That's a blended apple. In fact, it is blended, which is why it's called Sweet Tango. It's sweet and tangy. Um, Developed, I believe, from the University of Minnesota, and they had the patent on it for 10 years, so you could not get it really widespread. So it was only during apple season. So September to October is when you could get it around here, and then outside of that, you couldn't get it. So I looked forward to it every year. I used to manage a grocery store, so that's where I learned about the different varieties of apples. And we would encourage people when a new apple came in, we would encourage the staff to try it so that they could, be able to talk about it um, to the shoppers. And so I would try the Sweet Tango and the Honey Crisp. Those are my two. And Honey Crisp is a very crispy apple. It is sweet, but there's also some tanginess to it, but not as much as the Sweet Tango. Because see, I like Granny Smith apples. That was my favorite for a long time.
Oh yeah, Granny Smith. For what I know of apples, the three I know would be right there too. It'd be number three. There is a third. There is a fourth one though, and it's good, but it's not my first choice if I'm buying apples. What is the one that is? Might have red in the title. It's a longer apple. It's not circular or ball-like. It's a longer apple, and it has bumps on the bottom. Maybe has 4 bumps,
Yeah,
5 bumps.
and it's
Darker apple too.
yeah, darker apple. That's the Red Delicious.
Yes.
Yeah,
The Red Delicious is definitely unique in its taste as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We used to get a lot of the Red Delicious when I lived in New York.
Tammy's in chat. She said Red Delicious.
Yes.
She's right behind that door, everybody. I lock her out.
Yeah, my door's actually open. I don't know. I have to adjust it so it closes. Um, so yeah, I love apples, and Finley started eating actually the apples that I eat. So she started with Granny Smith, and then we'll do the Honey Crisp and the sweet. There's probably a bag of Sweet Tango in the fridge now. Do you keep
Oh,
yours?
how about that?
Keep your apples in the fridge?
Yes. Yes, all fruit goes in the fridge for us. Um, yeah, I like cold. I
Oh,
like cold fruit.
fridge. Okay. Some people don't. Some people to keep their apples out. I tend to keep my apples in the fridge. But a lot of it's because, like you, I like my fruit cold. So I even put my bananas in the fridge. No, I don't. Don't put your
Yeah,
bananas.
I was gonna say no. Nope, bananas can't go in the fridge.
Don't put your bananas in the fridge. They will not ripen if you put them in the fridge.
Really?
They well, I shouldn't say they won't ripen. They'll ripen much slower. So if you want to slow down the ripening process, put them in the fridge.
Well, that's a good thing to try because I feel like with the bunch that Tammy buys, there's usually 2 or 3 that kinda get beyond what you prefer,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
know? I don't mind an apple. I don't mind a banana with a little green on it.
Yeah.
They're best for
Oh,
you. They may not have the best taste, but they're best for you.
that's right. That's right. Yeah. They would tell me, you can still eat bananas, but you need to have them less ripe because then they're not
Yep,
as so. Um,
yep.
so yeah, you can split the bunch, leave some out, and then put some in the fridge. Folks, you are getting all types of tips and tricks. Some have nothing to do with Disney.
Yes, thanks for sticking with us. If you're sticking with us this long, it's just because you enjoy us. So thank you for that. Um,
Oh,
anything else Halloween we were supposed to touch on?
no. We do need to. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow night. Before you go live, we need to watch. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Yes. So Tammy and I watched it last week
Mm,
alone. We've given up trying to make the kids watch it with us. It's just, they're done with it. But we're not. We're not done with it. We'll never give it up as long as I can watch it. I am watching it.
mm-hmm.
Um Favorite moment in It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown? For you, anybody can comment later on, or you can make a comment in chat. Uh I'll tell you what I don't like though in it. I get bored when they go off on the Great Baron stuff. I feel like that was like filler. I feel like it was filler for the story.
Okay, I could see that. I could see that. It's yeah, filler is a good is the right way to describe that because it does feel that way. I'll go with that. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Um what else can I say? Favorite? favorite moments in the in It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, I would probably say, I mean, there's a few. Tammy and I mentioned a few, like when they invite Charlie Brown to the party
Mm-hmm.
and they say, "We need a model. Charlie Brown, you could be our model." And they sit them down on the stool and they turn them around. If you make the eyes like this, and then they color in like 2 triangles on the back of his head, and then you make the nose like this, and then they do another triangle, and then they make a jagged mouth. And we do the mouth like this, and you can like see him from the other angle. He's like burning up red because he's angry about it. Or when he goes to the mailbox and he couldn't believe that he got an invitation, and Lucy's like, "Charlie Brown, there were 2 lists, one to invite and one not to invite."
Do you
But
think
that's
the
tradition.
what if they did another Charlie Brown special? Which holiday would it be?
Well, let's talk about what they've done. They've done the famous ones are Thanksgiving, which we love that one too. Love the meal.
Mm-hmm.
Love the meal. Love when Peppermint Patty calls up Chuck. "Hey Chuck. Hey Chuck, my mom gave me permission to come on over for Thanksgiving." And Chuck is thinking, "I didn't really invite you. We have nothing going on here." And she's like, "Yeah, and I'm gonna bring my buddy Marcy over too. You'll like her. She's cool. All right, Chuck, we'll be what time you want us over?" So that's fun. But the popcorn and the toast and all that stuff is good stuff. But they've done Thanksgiving, they've done Christmas and Halloween. The other ones never really made it in popularity. Like there's a Valentine's one, which I don't care much about. I mean, there's probably an Easter one out there too, so that's hard. If there isn't an Easter one, I would say Easter would probably be the next best holiday to attack.
Look me up. Mom said Easter. Yeah, I don't know that there's an Easter one, but yeah, I think
They
you're right. Um, and you would think there would
I
be an
think anything I think anything that they tried to do outside of those 3 major ones just never really caught on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, you know, Rankin Bass, who's known for Rudolph, Frosty, all that stuff. Now that I'm thinking of it, why didn't they attempt something for Halloween? Although I think Tim Burton took care of that with The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Sure.
60/40.
Okay.
60/40.
So I typed Rankin in Google. The folks, Google is crazy. I typed Rankin into Google and it auto-populated Rankin Bass Halloween. Just saying.
There's what? There's a Halloween special from Rankin Bass?
Um yeah. Yeah. Let me pull it up here. They
Wow.
actually have 3.
By the way, if you if y'all stick to the end, I have we should have said this at the beginning. I have some deep, 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 deep news on an attraction at Walt Disney World. And it is from an absolute 100% accurate source. So stay tuned for a little bit of insider info that I was able to grab today.
All right. Um
So,
so yeah, they had a few. It was part of the Festival of Family Classics. It's called Jack O' Lantern, and it's from 1972. So they do have one. Rankin Bass has one. Um. Oh, did we lose Corey?
wow. Okay, this.
Yes. Okay. We've got a lot of news. Well, not a
Am
lot.
I here? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You good?
Can you hear me?
I can
All
hear you.
right. I was saying, where can we see this?
I'm showing it on Amazon that you can buy it on Amazon. Actually, it says available on VHS. Uh, VHS and DVD. You can't buy either of those anywhere.
Oh,
Uh,
wow. Oh, wow. You can't stream it, huh?
I don't know that you can stream it. I'll have to look that up. But we do have some news to get to. But I did want to uh, share this because I thought it was just so funny. So I'm in a lot of Facebook groups. We've talked about that before. Um, and hold on, I don't want to share names just in case people don't want their names shared. So I'm in a lot of Facebook groups about Disney, and one of them is called Rope Drop Humor, uh, and it's not like making fun of people. It's kind of making fun of more of the situation. So, for example, you'll have um, people that will ask the same question over and over again, like, "Where can I get the um, annual pass?" You know, and meanwhile, the annual pass stopped being given out like 2 months ago. Um, or delete if not allowed, and people will spell allowed ALOUD instead of the proper spelling. Um, so they just kind of make fun of that, but it's still a Disney group. We're still kind of lighthearted, nothing pointed at one person. So I'm watching this. I'm scrolling through Facebook today, and um, this comes up and says that I know this is one of you in the group. Who was it? I was watching this live streamer on Saturday, and I know it's one of you in this group. And I see this as the screenshot, and I looked at the title, and I knew that it was Corey's title. So I was like, that's Corey's title. And of course, they're showing it because the lady's shirt says "Please delete if not allowed," spelled incorrectly. So the group sells merch. So I just thought it was so funny. I was like, "Oh my goodness, I produced for that channel," and so I've been going back and forth with people because of it, and they've been asking, what channel it is and all that. And some of them might be watching tonight. Um, so I just thought it was funny that that was one. But does your son work at the Lego store?
Oh, whoa. How did they know that?
I was like, uh, maybe. So, um, because one of the people had asked, and they said, "Oh, I saw you when you were in line," and I said, "Well, no, that wasn't me," because my on Facebook my profile picture is the DIZPod logo, so they can't see my face. So I said, "No, that wasn't me. That's my friend slash podcast co-host. He was there," and I said, "Oh, my next trip um is soon, hopefully." And um, and so then this lady says, um, "Does your son work at the Lego store?" So it turns out that she went into the Lego store to buy some stuff. This was a while back. I think actually she might have said last year, and um, she met Jay. He was working, and um, they got off on a tangent talking about Disney. Jay says that my dad hosts a podcast, and she was like, "He's just seems so proud of you and the show and everything that you guys do on that channel." So I thought that was pretty cool that Jay talked about the show. So that was pretty cool.
It's a small world after all, isn't it?
It is a small world, and from what I can tell, I think the person that commented that lives in the town that my mom lives in. So it is a very very small world. And by the way, if you're if you're on Facebook, go and look for Disney groups for your state. There is a Disney fans of NC or something like that that I'm also a part of, and it's folks that live in North Carolina that are big Disney fans. So you'll find a lot of that again, like we started in the beginning of the show, talking about camaraderie. you'll find a lot of that on Facebook, similar to when we talked to Dan last week about Disney for Seniors. So make sure to look for that. You'll find some kind of cool stuff there. Yes, Pamela says I was there that day. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Oh, yes, she was.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, it took me a moment when you sent me that photo. I was like, you had to tell me that it was my live stream.
Yeah.
And then I looked up at the title and I was like, oh, yep, that's me.
Well, I was hoping when I saw it come up, I was like, oh, I hope it was somebody we know. And then to find out it was you, I was like, yes, all right. That is even better. That is even better. Sorry, let me just prep this here so we can get ready. So yeah, there's some cool stuff we figured we would talk about really quickly in the news. Not going to do too much of the news, but there was a couple things that I thought were worthy of talking about.
Here, why don't I'll hit our sponsor quick.
Cool.
All right. Can you hear me fine?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. If you're looking for a home that offers the perfect blend of luxury, comfort, and convenience with Disney World in your backyard, Victor Naraki is a licensed realtor with Vision Home Real Estate LLC, and he is here to help you find the home of your dreams. With over 13 years of experience in the Disney area home market and a proven track record of success, Victor is the perfect partner to guide you through every step of the home buying process. So why wait? Visit celebratingflorida.com today to learn more about Victor's exclusive range of properties and schedule a viewing with Victor. Your dream home is just a click away. And also, just to mention too, if you go over to @VictorNaraki, all one word, on YouTube, just go ahead. It's free to do so, just like it is on any of our channels here. Subscribe and support Victor that way. If he gets to 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2024, he is going to donate $1,000 to Give Kids the World, who gives unfortunate kids, I guess you could say, a chance to come to Florida and have the chance of an experience of a lifetime on their property, as well as go to Disney. And he'll do that, kind of all in your names, in a sense. And also, if you are looking to stay off of Disney property, this is the way to go. You can check out the video on our channel as well. And this is Disney Adventure Home. It's a spacious 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom townhome in Windsor Hills Resort. It's just 6 minutes from the magic of Disney World. This modern, tastefully decorated home comfortably accommodates up to 7 guests, offering plenty of open space for relaxation and entertainment. Enjoy the private backyard pool, fully equipped kitchen, and in-home amenities like hi-fi, VHS, all the good stuff. No, high-speed Wi-Fi and cable TV. Windsor Hills Resort offers a plethora of amenities for guests, including a water park, fitness center, game room, and more. Whether you're seeking a tranquil escape or action-packed adventure, Disney Adventure Home is the perfect base for your magical Orlando getaways. As low as $149 a night. We spent a night there. It was amazed. So you can check that out in the description of our current live stream videos.
Very, very cool. All right.
I think we're getting some lag, a little bit more than usual. Is that coming from you?
Looks like it might be.
Or is it me?
Signal's good here, so not sure what's happening. Let me see if it'll run the video, and then we'll hit the news. Merry Christmas Party has a 95% chance of being streamed on Living in Diz this year.
What does?
Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That is breaking news.
That is breaking news. So breaking news that Corey didn't even know about that, folks.
I did not.
Um, someone may be in town for Veterans Day weekend, and someone might be going to the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party on the 12th of November.
I wonder who that is.
So, stay tuned for that. We will drop some of that more. We'll drop more of that news later once that's totally confirmed. But that's what it's looking like right now. I'm
Nice.
I'm not. I'm.
That's exciting. I love it.
I said I was changing cameras, and I didn't change cameras. My apologies, folks. There you go.
I've got some other breaking news
Go for it.
that literally just broke on my phone. Um, so YouTube awards channels different things, and it looks like it just awarded Living in Diz a start a goal. I think we may have heard something on this one, but it doesn't stand out to me like, oh, I was waiting for that one to show up. So it looks like you can set a goal to engage your audience in a new way. Once you reach a goal, celebrate with your community. So there's a tab. I can set the goal as many super chats or as little as I want for an entire stream.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of shows you a color. It says pick a color. Like teal and higher is $5 and yellow is 10 and so on. And then you can share how you'll celebrate when you reach the goal.
Okay.
Interesting.
So I was watching a YouTube mentor today, and she was messing with that on her channel. I do see it on your channel. Um, yeah, make super chat more fun with a goal, and you can pick a goal. And then I see the colors. Yep, and then set a timer for how long, and then how you'll share or share how you'll celebrate. So in her example, she said if she gets whatever the number was, that she would share some baby photos of herself. Um, so yeah, little fun little way to do that with certain channels. So
I'm going to ask this because I'm just learning this live. So, what do you all think? And again, you can comment. You know what? Before I say all that, I should just say what I'm saying first because, man, my memory is 3 seconds long sometimes and then I forget. So, I'm just going to say it and then I'll say that piece. How do you all view, um, oh, Jen is saying this is like TikTok goals. Okay, I want to know for the audience because I don't want to be misconstrued as, I'm out here just to collect as many super chats as I can.
mm-hmm.
It's part of it. There's a lot of work and things like that. So, a lot of YouTubers that I think based on the amount of work you do is maybe you can't really put a dollar amount on it. I guess you can. I'll just get to the point then. So there's an amount of work that goes in. So of course, channels do it's appreciative by us, of course, but when you do some work, it's good to receive something in return. So what do you all think if you tune into Disney YouTube live streams and you see these kinds of things like, okay, we're our goal is, I don't even know what it is. I gotta click on it again. Our goal tonight is 20 super chats, and then we'll do this on stream if it happens. Like, do you look at it as like greed, or do you look at it as a great fun thing to follow, or you can or whatever? Because I don't want to look like that guy
Mm-hmm.
that's trying to set a goal every time we go out. But
Right.
YouTube puts it there, and whenever YouTube puts something there, I always try it. So, but I think you got to set something exciting for a goal. So
Right. Yeah,
you got to reward the audience.
I'd love to know what the audience thinks of that. First, what do you think of it as? Like Corey said, is it? Do you see it as greed? Do you see it as something fun to do? And if Corey were to do it, what kind of stuff would you want to do? You know, so for example, we know Corey's going to do a lot of different things. But the first one that popped into my head was, well, if we get this many super chats, Corey will eat the ghost pepper wings over at the Muppet Lab. But he he took care of that for us already. Uh, you know, but you know, what kind of stuff would you want to see? That would be interesting.
Yeah, kind of a two-part question there. So maybe we'll play with this tomorrow night.
Okay,
Um,
gives
so
us something else to do.
So yeah, now we're going to discuss what kind of fun things can we do within the park stream and where we are. Jen W says, "I don't know what the TikTokers get for those goals. It's usually the less expensive gifts to send them, like 1 through 10 cents each to send." Hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's uh YouTube is also moving towards a lot of that kind of interactivity. Um and they rolled
Yeah.
that, or they're rolling it out. They're testing in like countries like Brazil um right now, but that's supposed to be coming next year. So there'll be some more little things like that.
Jen has a good one, and maybe Lawrence, this is something we can try while we're live. You can throw a poll down, and we can agree on 3 choices or something, or so if this goal is reached, what would you all most likely want him to do?
Right.
And this eat the Mickey ice cream sandwich is a good one. And I can think of 2 other things you could go with for food depending on what park you're in. Like, we'd have to make a big goal for the turkey leg, and
Mm.
then we also have the Wookie cookie.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Um
Yeah. Eat a Wookie cookie with Neil. Well, let me see. What are the options here? We're gonna set that one. uh, uh, maybe $10. $10 super chats. No, we'll have to play with that.
yeah,
That looks fun though. It looks fun.
it does. So here is the news. I don't know why that's showing up there. So Magic Band Plus will now interact with the park shows.
I saw that come up, and that's fun because people watching the live streams who haven't had the opportunity to do this and take part in what these bands provide, it's fun. You kind of notice, right? Because it vibrates also, so you don't have to be staring at your magic band all the time. It will get your attention, and then you look.
Yes.
So it's fun. I'm glad they're doing it. We had hoped that they would do more things with it, and here you go. Here's the next thing that they're doing with the bands. So it's really fun to watch how the color. I watch the colors. Like I want to see how it matches compared to the shows.
Yeah. And some of the ones that they showed were like, well, you can see Frozen on the screen there. And then I saw even an indie um, and a couple of the other shows. So this could be a lot of fun, you know. And like you said, it's something else for the Magic Bands to do. They showed the Lion King, so I'm sure that'll be a lot of fun too. A lot of colors in the Lion King. So yeah, look for that. I don't have on here when that's going to roll out, but certainly looking forward to seeing that. Let's see next. I can find my cursor. Starting Friday the 25th, the giant mozzarella stick coming to the boardwalk. Do you see that one?
Wow, that's big. That's big. I mean, I guess I could see us splitting that.
I,
Yes, I could eat the whole thing, but there are sometimes I use judgment where, yeah, I'm just not gonna eat that whole thing, but I could eat it all.
yeah, that does look good. If that's cooked right, that is going to be really good. Santa Claus coming to Disney Springs. So we'll talk more about that when we get closer to our Christmas episodes and talking about Jollywood Nights. We'll do a Jollywood Nights and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party um, episode here shortly. So we'll talk about that. But he's coming to Disney Springs with a nice setup there. Moana 2 obviously coming out in the theaters, but Regal and AMC have both announced these collectibles coming to each of their theaters. Thoughts on
Oh, they have pop figures too.
hmm? Yeah.
They have pop figures.
So Regal seems to have a lot, and AMC just shows the Kakamora Sipper. Um, and then Regal has all these different things. The nacho boat. Oh, the wave popcorn container. That looks pretty cool. We always do a movie on Christmas Day. I feel like we're gonna have to do this one before that, though. I don't know that we can wait until it's been out a month to go see this one. So we might.
It looks good. Jacob and I are getting a good feel for this one. Um, I think it has some pretty good potential. Moana 2.
Yeah. Um, Jen W says her magic band interacts with shows already, Fantasmic and fireworks. Yes, the nighttime spectaculars, it does interact already. We're talking about the stage shows like Festival of the Lion King, Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, um, and for the first time in forever, a Frozen sing along celebration, the longest name in stage history. The Big Thunder project um, is going to be closing Big Thunder for probably longer than a year. It looks like it's going to be about 14 to 15 months or so. That is going to be a long time to have a major attraction closed at Magic. Um, what ride do you think is going to suffer the most? What ride is going to back up more because you don't have this ride to filter people to?
Well, I think the first thing you have to do as a park pro is think about what is in the vicinity of this. You think does that factor into it? And if so, I think Haunted Mansion is going to be the one.
Hmm.
No, I mean, I think Haunted Mansion, but I'll go a little further. I think I would say Country Bears, but I'm not going to say that because people aren't going to filter to that so much. It was a hot show to see when it first came out, but I'm feeling like Country Bears doesn't pack it in anymore already. So I might go as far to say on two ends, Pirates and believe it or not, Small World. Let's do that. Let's remember that. Let's predict. I think you'll see an uptick of an average of 10 minutes more per average per hour over at Small World and Pirates.
I would go with Pirates. Um, I
Yeah,
think
probably most likely. Yeah.
I think proximity does put you possibly at Haunted Mansion too. Um, yeah, and really those are the two closest. I can't count Tiana's because Tiana's is going to be long, because of the type of ride that it is. So I don't know that.
Well, it's still under reservations. So otherwise I would have gone right to that.
Yeah, yeah,
And speaking of reservations, it's just really ridiculous these wait times we're seeing for Tron. I think they should go back. I think they should go back to the reservations. It was a fail, don't you think? Definite
so
fail. When you're looking at 150 minutes on a Wednesday night, we can't even get on this thing. We can't get on it.
so this is the issue is that when the virtual queue was out, everybody said just make it fair. The virtual queue's not fair. I got to get up at 7 o'clock and get a virtual queue and blah 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 blah. Okay, here's your choice. If they remove it, now you have a 3 hour standby wait. And
Careful what you wish for.
that's the problem. I
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start pointing it out when we're live and just start making mention of it. Like,
Yeah,
it has to change. It has to come back. It's okay I think it's okay. It's okay to back it up and do it again.
yeah.
Now, here's the question. Has Disney ever done that? Have they ever had it return for a ride? I'm gonna say no.
I would think not. I would think not. But
And
so
Guardians is Amazed is, right? And I've noticed we've done Guardians a couple times on a Saturdays. And yeah, it goes by fast, but I think we're waiting an average of 45 to 50 minutes. So it's doable
yeah,
with the reservation.
yes. And now, what would the wait be if they took it off a virtual queue. Because you see what it is
Oh,
on. You see how long your wait is once you scan in right now. What would the wait be without the virtual queue?
I think it would be close to I don't know. I think overall, if I speak for the people, that Guardians is more of a favorite than Tron for most.
Mm,
60-40. I think it's more than that.
mhm.
And so I guess what you'd have to say is that it would at least be equal to Tron in wait time easily.
I think it'd be more than Tron.
And they may know it too, and that's why it's not budging.
That's right. Yep.
I think Tiana's will eventually slide it when that changes, if it does, will kind of slide. You can look back maybe traditionally on Splash Mountain numbers and maybe add 10-minute average to that.
Mm,
I think it'll be more doable than Tron.
yeah. Yeah. New Year celebration schedule is out. I didn't pull it up, but Epcot will be open until 1 for New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve reservations are already out, um, or not available, I should say, for um, Epcot. Does not surprise me. It was that way last year. Somebody in this room, me, uh, has a reservation for New Year's Eve for Epcot already. Um, on the
Are
off,
they still available?
they are not. They are not. So if you want to go to Epcot for New Year's Eve, you'll be park hopping, or you are going to hope that they open up. Now, Aaron did get reservations for Epcot at about 1:30 on New Year's Eve last year. So it does happen. It does happen. Uh, there's a new PhotoPass opportunity during Jollywood Nights for the Muppets Christmas Carol. So you can see it there. That'll be at the Stage One Stage One store. So more to come when we talk about our Jollywood episode there.
This is what they need to do. They need to feature more. Well, they are doing the Muppet stage show. So I get, but how about this? Let's forget about that show was okay. It was fine. I'd have
Mhm.
to go back to give it a better review, and maybe I did. But you know what I would trade in for that? I would trade in it's Disney. They could make magic. It would be worth the price of the ticket if they did a Muppet Christmas Carol on stage.
Mm, man, could you imagine?
Yes. I want it.
Yeah,
Now I want that. They could do it. It's the magic of Disney. They could do a whole puppet Muppet show
yeah,
on stage, and I'm telling you, there wouldn't be an empty seat for all the shows that they do for that.
I would agree with that. Absolutely.
You wanna know a confession? As much as I love the Muppets, I've never seen that from start to finish, and I'm gonna make sure we see that this year.
Um, I'm assuming I've seen the whole thing at once, but I couldn't tell you.
Oh, I thought you were gonna get after me for not seeing it.
No, no, you know. How about Emmett Otter? You've seen Emmett Otter?
Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. I don't think so. Listen, I grew up in the city. I grew up in the hood. We didn't have HBO.
Okay.
Not for free.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
You did you get that? Not for free.
yeah.
Most of the time we didn't have it. So I didn't get to see Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
So watch it and then go on YouTube and search the outtakes. The outtakes are funny.
Oh,
Um,
that would be fun. That would be fun.
yeah.
So Candlelight Processional, I can say that pricing is out for dining. We've covered this before. It's very expensive. It's very expensive. The
Mm,
cheapest meal going is Regal Eagle, right across the way from the Candlelight Processional stage, and you're talking about $41 per adult. And if you wanna know the difference of that, we just ate there the other day. It's about 15 if you get a meal I'll add a snack on. There's a few snacks to choose from
Mhm.
and a drink. It's probably 25, 22 a person if you get all you can get at Regal Eagle, but it's 41 total, which guarantees you these days they're including so many rows of seats in the reserve dining that you're not even guaranteed the first like 3 rows anymore. I think when this first started, it was like the first 3 rows on both sides. Now, um, I think you can go as far back as like 9 or something, like 8 rows for
Yeah,
some of these shows.
Neil was telling me even for Hanson the other night that they had the first couple rows and then the first people that were in standby, and then they even had folks further back that
Yeah, you're in the midsection now.
yeah.
Hanson was the midsection or up to that.
s-
So, yeah. Corey might need to pass me the gimbal, says Shirley. Hey, Shirley might get into gimbal duties for Ralph Macchio. I was going to say that. So she got the dining package for that. We considered it, but Tammy was like, you know what? I'll just stand in line. So Tammy's going to, tote the rock for us on that Saturdays. We are going to see Ralph Macchio and we will get close. We'll get as close as we can uh with standby, which will still be close. It'll still be close. I mean, we're gonna get as good a spot as we did for Han. We had the pick of what we wanted for Hanson,
Mhm.
thanks to Neil waiting. Uh, so we'll get a good spot for Ralph Macchio. We're excited for Ralph Macchio. I grew up a Karate Kid fan, and we absolutely love and adore Cobra Kai. We never not stream. We never binge anything. Tammy and I, we barely watch TV. I don't count watching sports TV. So if you don't count that in like YouTube now and then, we don't watch TV. Um, but we can't turn off Cobra Kai when it comes on. New season coming up in just a few weeks. Can't wait for that. Garden Grill breakfast. Did she get Garden Grill breakfast? How much is that?
Mm.
That can't be that much more. Like, I think a Garden Grill what is Garden I'm gonna test my knowledge. It's about $62 or so for dinner, we did that, 70 with, um, tip and all that.
Mm.
I think breakfast is about 35 normally, so it'd be interesting to see what breakfast would be,
Yeah.
um, for that. So, that's that about that, and, we're excited for it this year. I wanna see Ralph Macchio. I might be fanboying a little bit on that one, like, "Oh, that's Ralph. That's so
Did,
cool. That is so cool, Ralph." Like,
did you go
I'd like to meet Ralph.
did you do the processional last year?
We did. Let's see who knows in chat who we covered, because we did.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I might have been
we
napping.
did. You might have been napping. $71 for the breakfast, which is a little bit more than dinner,
Mm.
like a normal dinner. So, uh if you're done with news, I'll give some breaking news.
He- all right. He's going to give us some breaking news here, folks.
And I guarantee you that this breaking news has been said by no one because it hasn't. And I've talked about knowing some people deep in Disney. I was able to have a conversation today, some of which I cannot tell you, but I will share this little tidbit with you. And don't leave tonight or if you're listening saying, well, yeah, maybe that is true. No, there's no maybes. If the sun is the sky is blue, right? I tell you the sky is blue, it's blue, right? You're not going to debate that. Don't debate this. So here we go. Um, Test track is ahead of schedule. There it is. Test track is ahead of schedule. You heard it here first on the DIZPod. Um, if you bring it to me that you heard that somewhere else officially, I don't even know. I'll buy you a DIZPod shirt and send it to you because you're not going to find that. That is concrete breaking news right there. and Test Track is ahead of schedule. Now, do you know this? Because I know the tentative date as
Uh,
well.
heck no, I don't know.
It is set, not the specific day, but I know the month. It is set for July of 2025.
Wow.
Now, I followed up with the question, will they move it up if it's ahead of schedule?
Mhm.
And they said they don't know. They honestly didn't know that part, but I'm gonna predict that they would, because why? They are in competition right now down the road,
Yeah.
and that almost I feel like they're ahead of schedule because of the competition they have. We gotta roll something else out new. I think that's the main motivator, and then I think they need to get their crews and everything working on that over to the next thing. So,
I
I think those are the 2 pressures for them to finish something so quick,
Yep.
and, yeah, there it is.
Wow. Jay will be very happy. He may plan a trip as soon as we know the opening date for Test Track. Test Track is his favorite ride in all of Disney World, so he would love to be there. We may even be there for the opening day. We'll see. We'll see.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. Regular Garden Grill breakfast is $60, so, I mean, that's not bad then. I mean, you're paying a little bit more. Surely, do you get the characters in the morning? Because sometimes at meals, you don't. You get one or the other. You go to Ohana, you don't get characters. Unless that's changed, you
Hmm.
don't get characters in the morning.
Mm, got it. Or you get different characters. If you go to Hollywood and Vine, you get Disney Junior in the morning, and then you get
Mhm,
the additional characters for lunch and dinner. Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. Shirley Renee says she misses Test Track. Yeah, sure do.
I knew a guy that was not an Imagineer, but should have been, because all the Imagineers ran to him, and he built attractions along with them, but technically not an Imagineer. And I have crazy stories I've told before, but, with the, original Test Track, the speeds were too fast, and the cars on the final turn would shoot off the track and land in the parking area. I'm sure they had that as a test zone where no people were allowed to walk around at that time, but that's a fact. They used to fly off the track, then they had
That
to dial it down.
that is an
At least
e-ticket thrill ride right there.
yes. So, over the history of testing certain rides, Disney tries to ramp it up
Mhm,
as fast as they can,
mhm.
whatever the vehicle or the tracks are, able to do. Uh, Rock and Roller Coaster used to be they set that at, like, 90 miles an hour.
What?
If you're all watching, you should have seen Lawrence's face if you're not watching, but, fact, they set that at about 90 miles an hour, and it was making cast members just, like, vomit on the ride and things like that, so they had to dial it down.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
good
extreme.
stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. Speaking of that, if we're done with news, did you see the new video today released by Universal?
I
The
did.
if we think that listen, the Tiana, animatronics and, the other ones we've seen now in international Disney parks, I mean, they look realistic and they move so fluidly because they're Disney characters, right? They have to look cuter, bigger eyes and things like that on Tiana and stuff like that. I get that part. But man, when you look at these monsters that they have revealed, and there's like 12 or 14 of them on
Mhm.
the new ride in Dark Universe, how fluid they move and how real they look. Frankenstein looks like you pulled him right out of the black and white movie from 19 whatever, right? It
Yeah,
looks incredible.
I'm
It
excited.
looks incredible. I mean, we spent the over $500 for 3 tickets, but it just excites me. It's so long from now that you're not gonna care about the money you spent. It's gonna be all about that day, and it's gonna be amazing, and like Jacob said, we rope drop, and we don't have a problem doing this anyway, right? We be the last ones to leave because we're gonna soak up every moment of that day. And here's another question. Like, I haven't seen a lot of people respond to some of this stuff, but you can even comment later on. How would you like Living in Diz to cover day one of, and maybe we can run this for a while as a poll, Lawrence.
Okay.
How would they prefer us to run or cover that day? These are the choices. We could do a 15, 20, 30-minute vlog. We can do an hour-long vlog. It'd be so easy to get a ton of content that day. Or I thought of something, and I don't know if people ever do this, but make it feel like a live stream. I don't know if I ran this idea by you. Make it like a live stream. Walk around and talk and point things out. So we present it as a premiere maybe the next day or something. Uh, and it could be 2 hours. Maybe it's 2 hours long, maybe it's a little bit more. And then you and I come on
Mm.
and we're on screen like now, and we watch the live stream together, and we can interact with everybody and kind of comment like, "Hey, we can't." The reason why I don't, so that's an idea I have. I don't know how everybody feels about doing it that way or just tighten it up and do a vlog on it. Just don't want to be live on day one because we don't know what to expect as far as what we can stream and what we can't. And we would really not be able to enjoy the park as well because
Sure.
it would be like, "Oh, well, we both wanna go on this ride, but we can't because 'cause we're live."
Mm-hmm.
So, we don't wanna run into any of that. So, maybe we can run a poll and
Okay.
see how people want it, and maybe we can give it to the people that way. And if we go long form, I can always shorten it for a vlog later.
True. That's true. Yeah, we'll certainly run that while we're live the next couple weeks and
Yeah,
um
give them some
well,
choices.
leading up to the. I mean, we've got until May, but I'll tell you what, May will be here before you know it. I mean, it's May is literally 6 months away at this point. So as of next week, it'll really be 6 months away. So got to start planning for that stuff.
Yeah, and keep me informed too. You or anyone else. Jacob was talking about it. I'm hoping, and I would like to grab that on day one because you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to. I don't even know. Well, we're not gonna have day one, but with the day we're there 4 days later. I would love to get sit down reservations for Dark Universe and maybe make it as late as possible. No,
Mm.
I'm saying Dark Universe. I'm sorry, the restaurant that's going to be in Dark Universe, um, which is supposed to be. Let's see if Universal follows through with the interaction shown in the concept art, right? Because I still say we're dropping the ball in places like Oga's Cantina. I don't know why we can't have. You can have some humans serving people behind the bar, but get us at least one alien back there at all times serving people, right? Maybe a waiter or two
Mm.
coming around, um, and even interact. Like, why can't we play out? I mean, how many times do we see dinner theater? And I know it comes down to cost. Disney can afford it. Um, Play out a couple of scenes here and there within people's stay and
Yeah.
hanging out there. So there's supposed to be interaction between what, like, vampire hunters and things like that, and ironically you're eating at a bloody steak restaurant. So we would love to do a review on that the first visit.
All right. Yeah, keep your eye on that. That would be pretty cool. I mean, love character dining, and especially if it's interactive like that. That's really really different. So very cool. Yeah.
Mhm. All right. Hey, we said it all and done it all.
Yeah.
Anything else up your sleeve?
No, no. I think we've covered it all. Hope everybody has a an enjoyable and safe Halloween. Um, I will be with Catherine and Finley taking Mika. Those of you that have kids know Blippy, and Mika is his best friend, and Finley wanted to be Mika, so of course Catherine made her costume. So She wears purple sneakers, purple and white sneakers, so she had to go out and buy white sneakers and white high tops and paint them purple.
I thought you were going trick or treating with Finley's friend Mika.
No, no, no. She is Mika. So
Okay.
yeah. Do you know Blippi? You don't
Yeah.
know Blippi, right?
I
Yeah.
don't know Blippi.
Yeah. I don't.
Like if you said describe Blippi, I think of maybe an alien, maybe with a funny hat and antennas with a little curly wire connecting the antennas, maybe.
I'd go with that.
Blippi would be
I
Blippi would be gray.
see that. Now you're gonna go look
I
up
don't
Blippi.
know.
Like what?
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
listen. He is a YouTube. He is makes a heck of a lot of money. Um, I think he pulls in at least $1 million a year. So
What?
yeah,
Wow.
he's big time merch and stage shows, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, so that's what we'll be doing. Trick or treating. Like I said earlier, we've got great weather. It's supposed to have great weather, so looking forward to that. Tomorrow night we are live from Magic Kingdom on the Living in Diz channel. Looking forward to that. Um, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that.
I do. I do. I do. So we've been talking and hoping that final testing will occur, right? So that we haven't given up on multicam presentations, especially for Happily Ever After. We had to go back to the drawing board and try to figure out some things so we can deliver you the clear, crisp presentation that you're used to. We think we're very, very close, or we know that we've got it. So we're just waiting there. And so you may get a front of the castle, back of the castle presentation of Happily Ever After tomorrow night. Hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't, we're still working on it. So I'll be there. I may be joined by some friends. Shirley Renee may be one of them. May be joined by some others. You never know when I'm in the parks. Neil will not be with us. He has other engagements. And it'll be a typical Wednesday in the parks. It does close at 11, so we will be there till then. And we'll just take what the park gives us. We'll get on some rides and have some fun and check out any new merch that may be there. Maybe visit the Christmas merch again and have a lot of fun with all of you, hopefully. Um,
Yeah,
Living in Diz documentary update. Oh, what?
I was going to say, it's still technically live testing tomorrow. So, we hope that it goes as smooth as we think it will. Um, but, the only way to do it is to do live testing. So, but we have a backup plan. Well, we have two backup plans. So, um, should something go awry, we're still good. I mean, if you're going to do this type of stuff, you better have plan A through double Z. So we
Yeah.
have plenty of backup plans. So just appreciate everybody allowing us to um, do some testing as we try to bring you something all different than what you're seeing in other places.
Yes, and it's not only a single victory if we are able to pull that off tomorrow, which is pull off a beautiful happily ever after from two places. It will open up more doors for different things. Like I'd like to shoot happily ever after in multiple places,
Mhm.
so we can have a choice and we can put it in chat. Listen, we can put this in chat. We can say while I'm there, okay, everyone vote. What two places do you want to see happily ever after tonight? Do you want to see it back at the train station and by the river? Do you want to see it by the river and behind the castle? Do you want midway up Main Street? Do you want a close up entirely on the castle while also having a wide shot back at the train station? It'll be all up to the audience. So that's what we hope we can do for all of you coming down the line. And then we have stuff planned for Myers and the Mouse and us to do as well.
I got to tell you, of all the
Channel hopping. Right, right. Let me just say this. You've all heard of park hopping, right? How about channel hopping? How about watching us and watching Myers at the same time on the channel of your choice?
yeah,
Back and forth, back and forth.
folks, I got to tell you, of all the stuff that Corey's got a lot of um,
Ideas?
ideas. Thank you.
I thought it was something more difficult than that, then finally I'm like, "I'm just gonna say ideas for lack of a better term." Oh, no, that was it.
That was it. Corey's got a lot of ideas, and funny enough, putting me in the producer seat has also started to rattle around some ideas in this head, and that is probably one of the most fun ones that I'm looking forward to is um, going back and forth, but on the same channel. So Myers and the Mouse folks can continue to watch on Myers and the Mouse. Living in Diz folks can watch on Living in Diz, but they are seeing both. You were switching back and forth. They're challenging each other. Let us know in chat and in the comments what kind of challenges would you want the two channels to do. One simple one that I thought of is we're going to take a 2 hour time frame and we're going to see which channel can ride the most rides. I already have a scoreboard set for it, folks. So you
Yes.
let us know what kind of ideas you would want to see, and I'll certainly get Kelly and Ivone to ask their chat as well. But yeah, we're gonna do some fun stuff. 2025 is really looking like a lot of fun.
And a cool thing about that, also with going back and forth and people can watch, our people can start out watching us on ours and Myers watching, their base watching theirs, they're going to see me on Myers.
Right,
So and vice versa.
right.
So they're gonna really get to know us and spend a little bit of almost forced time, right? Well, okay, I'm here to watch Myers today, and I'm gonna watch Myers, and oh, they have a guest. Okay, let's see how this goes. And then some of them are gonna say, "Wow, I love living in Diz. Wow, why didn't I know about this before?" And
Hmm.
then some of our people are gonna be like, "Wow, Ivone and Kelly, such sweet people. They're funny. I like their personality, whatever it is." They're like, "I am definitely gonna subscribe to Myers."
Right.
Like, it would be so great to really we're trying to blend that, Kelly and I. We're trying to really bring that together on
Hmm.
Saturdays when we can run into each other and things, so we really wanna bring these 2 communities together and start
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to that. So we'll be testing a little bit of that tomorrow. Also coming up in the future weeks on our show here, uh, we have next week traveling to Disney with a toddler. That's going to be really cool. And the flip side of what we,
Take 3.
yeah, take three.
We'll
uh,
get it.
we still have Viewer Week coming up very in the very near future. We are also talking to Pete from the Pete McDevitt Show YouTube channel. He is going to be joining us on the 19th, I believe it is. And we're also going to talk to Zach, who did the Disney College program, and get his experiences on that. And Crew will be joining us to talk about DVC, the Disney Vacation Club. So we got a lot of good guests coming up for you here very shortly. We still have Thanksgiving coming up. We have the holiday show coming up. So yeah, we're going to finish out 2024 with an absolute bang.
I was gonna say too, LID documentary film update. That I'm just guessing that's going to move a little bit later because something's being pushed forward and forward. Everybody, don't think it's not going to get done. That is just what happens in film sometimes. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's like Lawrence used to be in the video game business, right? Sometimes when a game gets delayed, it's just because they may have found some errors or something that they have to fix, but they want to make it better. So it's just going to mean it's going to be better. And I've been in more contact recently with Jason O'Brien, the filmmaker,
Mhm.
who and he's just loving it. He's loving what I'm sending him. I'm loving what I'm hearing back from him. And hey, just to hear an award-winning director love what he's getting for content is amazing. We did some filming on Saturdays, which I don't even know how much of the audience knew it, but we were doing behind the scenes filming. Did you have any idea? Could you tell? I don't know if you watched Luminous on Saturday night, but I was directing Aaron on what to do, because Jacob wasn't with us at the moment. So I was directing him on what to shoot and how I wanted to do it. And I sent you a couple samples. What'd you think?
Looks good. Looks good. I think it really adds to the cinematic sense of the show, so or the movie. So,
Yeah.
and I think it did a good job of capturing Luminous. So, um, yeah, a lot of good things coming up.
Yeah. So I don't have a date on it yet, but the release date might seem further out than you think because we do have a deadline now. November 11th, I may have in my hands the extended documentary. So just to sum that up for everybody quickly before we go, the plan is to put it in theaters at a very limited um, rate. It'll go to short film festivals. So those will be reliant on the dates that the film festivals happen.
Hmm.
It'll be done. It'll be in the can and ready to go. But I think we're going short film festival first, but the extended, and then we're going extended version for streaming services. So the extended will be done first, and then it's going to be easy to cut it down to 25 minutes, which is the sweet spot for short film festivals.
Hmm.
But after that, you're going to be able to watch like a 50-minute version, 50 extended version. So
Love it.
it's looking good. It's on its way. It's on its way. It's still being done. Tammy and I have to go in front of the camera one more time and film a little bit more because I came up with more content, more ideas. So it's my fault. You can blame me, but it's going to be as perfect as we think it should be. So good collaboration for
Yep.
sure.
Yep. Very exciting. A lot of exciting stuff this year to end out the year. So, and that just ramps up for next year. So I like it.
Sure does.
All right. I guess we are good. We'll let all of you good folks go. Thank you for being here with us. We appreciate you watching live or watching on the replay or listening um, on the audio podcast. But if you can come on over to the DIZPod channel on YouTube, we would love your support there as we continue to grow this channel on its own. We did put this episode back on the Living in Diz channel just so that it was easier for some of you to find us. But we would love for you to watch on the DIZPod channel so we can watch that grow and start giving you some extra benefits on that channel. So,
Yeah, so you can still watch here for now, but definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell for the Living in Diz, no sorry, for the DizPod channel, so that when we do completely go over there, you'll get the alerts and we can carry the same numbers over there. That's our goal
yeah,
to do
exactly.
that. And working on some Christmas merch for LID for Merry Dismas. We got to do a new Merry Dismas shirt. So we'll reveal that when that's done. Lawrence saw the DizPod Christmas t-shirt today. Love.
I think I can do that now.
It is great. So I was happy with it, and we'll be revealing that pretty soon as well. So
Very
lots of info. There you go.
love it. Thank you all. Sorry, I was just looking at some of the chat. So thank you all. If you have questions, don't forget you can email us. You can leave a comment on the episode, and Corey and or I will get back to you. And otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow night from Magic Kingdom for Last Look
Yes, we will.
Mickey Pumpkin Wreaths.
Yes, the last look at the wreaths. And what was I gonna say? Ooh, man, I have not been able to find much time to edit the vlogs. Y'all haven't seen any for a few Thursdays, but I want to get back into doing that. I'm not going to. I may not have time to complete that. But look out for it. We'll see. If not, it'll hit up next week. We do have a POV video. Do we have a POV video dropping tomorrow as well? I don't even know. Look out, keep your notifications on in case we drop a new video, everybody.
There you
We'll
go.
go with that.
All right. Uh, Go ahead. I'll let you close it out.
All right, everyone. I see Aaron in there saying, "Excuse me, those shots were co-directed." Aaron did well, and I thank him for that. And he was asking for cinematography credits. I'll just give you a good thank you. So much. Thank you so much for that. Listen, he did a good job, though. I appreciate it. He had fun. I had fun involving Aaron. So that was pretty good. These are getting as long as a Zoom call, says Sharon. I know, we gotta go. I thought we would have like an hour-long show tonight, but there you go. The gift of gab, and we didn't even need Neil. So thank you all for joining us. We do this live because we do it for you. Thank you for everyone that listens later on any of the other platforms. And for now, we're just a couple of bros talking Disney.
Good night and happy Halloween.